I would like to now introduce Professor Dyer Narinesingh, President of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, who will deliver opening remarks.
Thank you very much, Dr. Patton, Chair of this morning's proceedings. Mr. Simeon Yearwood, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of National Security. Mr. Stephen Williams, Commissioner of Police Acting, Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Colonel Rodney Smart, Commanding Officer, Trinidad and Tobago Regiment. Mr. Hayden Pritchard, Commanding Officer, Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. Other heads of divisions, Ministry of National Security. Mr. Keith Reno, Director of the Office of Law Enforcement Policy. Members of staff of the Ministry of National Security. Members of staff, University of Trinidad and Tobago. Officers and other ranks of Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force and the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, I extend a very special welcome to all of you to this two-day symposium entitled Breaking Boundaries, Exploring Crime and Security in the 21st Century. I sincerely hope that you would find time to remain here for the 2 days and not only listen to the presenters, but actively participate in these crucial discussions. I've said it many times before, individually, we only have part of a solution, especially such a complex problem as crime. But collectively, when we put our heads together, heart, soul, and mind, with a common vision and passion, we can find workable, sustainable solutions to the urgent challenge facing Trinidad and Tobago, and to which the government has allocated the largest chunk of its national budget, $10.6 billion, which shows you the importance of security to the nation. A special thanks to the Ministry of National Security for partnering with the University of Trinidad and Tobago in co-hosting this symposium. And I also want to commend Dr. Patton and her staff for the commendable work they have been doing over the past 6 years. UTT is a firm advocate of what I like to refer to as the four-legged stool approach to sustainable economic and social transformation. And this symposium here this morning, colleagues, is a living example of this in action. And by the four-legged stool approach, I mean the public sector, the private sector, the educational sector, and the community-based organizations. It's only when these various sectors come together could we find meaningful and sustainable solutions to problems. The University of Trinidad and Tobago has been partnering in a very meaningful way with the Police Academy, private security stakeholders, as well as the communities and schools. UTT's Institute of Criminology and Public Safety was established in 2008 under the leadership of the then Professor Ramesh Devsaran, ORTT, and former president of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, and also former chairman of the Police Service Commission. Through the work of the ICPS, UTT took on the challenge of responding as a national university to the serious national problem, crime and public safety. Given our core mandate of teaching and training, the ICPS held widespread consultations with hundreds of stakeholders from both the public and private protective security services and industry over an 18-month period. And the results are bearing fruit today. And these consultations directly informed the Institute's program offering, which today include Certificate in Security and Public Safety, a Diploma in Security and Public Safety, and the Bachelor of Applied Science in Criminology and Public Safety. And as you can see, we have different levels of entry, catering from the certificate level right on to the bachelor's level. And these programs are directly linked to the training needs of the protective services, both at the national level and at the private level. This symposium is both timely and relevant. The public is increasingly losing faith in the ability and will of the criminal justice system along the entire value chain to deal with both cause and effect of crime. And I quote here the Honorable Colm Imbert, Minister of Finance, in this year's budget statement. Violent crime and criminality have hampered our economic progress. Our institutions have been weakened. Our citizens have become disillusioned, and our business sector has developed an unhealthy malaise with respect to new investments and confidence in the economy. Our foreign direct investment flows have been affected. End of quote. In order to deal with the root cause of crime, a comprehensive, multifaceted approach needs to be undertaken. And as I said before, it is necessary to work in partnership with multiple agencies if we are going to address crime in any sustainable way. Just last week, I was in St. Lucia attending a workshop on disaster risk management in education. And it was said there that for every dollar spent on RRM strategies, that disaster risk management strategies, for every dollar spent there, you have a saving of $7 in recovery, not forgetting, of course, the human pain and suffering. So, colleagues, what I'm saying is this, that if we implement risk management strategies in approaching crime, then the end result will be a tremendous saving in finance. An effective crime reduction strategy provides numerous benefits, and these include a safe and healthier community, reduced property loss, increased productivity by individuals that would otherwise be a burden to society, reduced criminal justice cost, increased level of civic pride on the part of all citizens, lowering policing costs over the long term, and a high level of job satisfaction, and you could go on and on. These are the benefits that which could occur from a reduction strategy in crime. It is my sincere hope that this symposium will critically examine the various issues and come up with workable and implementable solutions, solutions which are smart, that is, they are specific, they are measurable, they are applicable, they are relevant, and they are time-bound. So whatever solutions at the end must be smart solutions. But the key to all of this really is that we must have the appropriate people in place, the appropriate processes, and we have to use technology to drive these processes. This is the key, colleagues, to the transformation process: people, processes, and technology. The future cannot be a linear extrapolation of the past. We just cannot continue to do business as usual and expect different results. I am hoping that this crucial conversation over the next 2 days would explore, among other things, the following questions. And you can ask yourself, what should be the critical mass size of our divisions to ensure effective management? What should be the critical size of our divisions to ensure effective management? Are the current sizes too large to be effectively managed? That's a question that I think we need to address. Do we have quality managers assigned to these divisions who would be the primary connectors to the community? And if not, what needs to be done? Is it training, etc.? Should we reform crime reporting and crime analysis? Are these reports entered on a daily basis into searchable databases where the data can be sorted and analyzed and retrieved at the flick of a mouse? I think I'd like to repeat that one. What about our crime reporting and crime analysis? And using this, you know, we are now talking about data analytics, big data. That is what is driving the world today. So do we have a searchable database where we enter all of these things, that we can analyze these things and retrieve information at the flick of a mouse? And I refer to the bank teller. We all experience it. A bank teller cannot leave the bank until they have balanced their accounts, right? If there's 1 cent short, they cannot leave that thing. Do we have all our reports coming in on a daily basis on a database and completed before that officer leaves? So these are questions I think we need to ask ourselves. Have we developed effective local crime investigation systems and personnel? And this is a science in itself. Crime detection, I'm sure all of us look at these television programs. it is not simply business as usual. There's a lot of science in crime detection. Right? The people who are involved in crime detection must know the geography of the area, understand local crime patterns, familiarize themselves with local criminals and their methods, develop reliable sources of information in the community. These are all salient ingredients in solving crime. That's how we have to approach it. Do we have in place established effective oversight systems? Now, when I'm saying we don't have these in place, these are questions I think we need to examine. Effective oversight. Do we have data-driven command and accountability systems in place? Are we building a career path for officers? What about talent management in the service? Reform of the criminal justice system. And I quote here, we need to speed up the glacial pace of criminal prosecution, right? Again, I quote, it is not the severity of punishment that seems to be a deterrent, but the sureness and the swiftness with which punishment is administered. That is what they're now showing to be critical. Are we intervening more with our young people, the disadvantaged people in need of attention and guidance? Are we working with our prisoners to build their self-esteem and a sense of responsibility, help them to rejoin society? This is an integral part of the modern criminal justice system. Are we pushing to the maximum community policing, where we reconnect with local communities? In closing, ladies and gentlemen, I'm again making reference to the 2015-2016 national budget, which speaks of establishing a police management agency with a mandate to develop the necessary leadership expertise, skills, and professionalism of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. As president of UTT, I can indeed say that the University of Trinidad and Tobago stands ready to assist with the training needs of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and to do its part in ensuring that we bring crime under control. This is a pledge we make. Indeed, for this conference, we have a body of speakers and presenters from a wide cross-section of both the public and private sector who will provide us with varied and knowledgeable perspectives on crime and safety in the 21st century. We are grateful for your willingness to participate in this forum and eagerly look forward to your respective contributions. Again, I want to express my sincere gratitude and thanks to the Ministry of National Security on behalf of the University of Trinidad and Tobago for partnering us in this worthwhile initiative. I wish all of you a warm welcome, a very productive and enjoyable as well as informative 2 days as we truly engage in breaking boundaries towards the exploration of crime and security in the 21st century. As we embark on a new national jihad, and don't misinterpret me, press, a jihad to re-engage, to reconnect to the Y generation, our sons and daughters, a generation which is, yearning for us to reconnect. So colleagues, at the end of this, I would hope that we would get something very concrete. And to me, the most important thing that all of us should embark on this jihad to reconnect to our society, to our young people, because that's where the problem is. Thank you very much, and I look forward to a very productive session.